Hello, Aries, and welcome to Knowing Woman Tarot. This is Kendra B, and today we are here to do your April reading. This is an intuitive general message for the collective of Aries. I would also like to wish you guys a happy birthday. I'm so happy to be experiencing Aries energy right now. It does feel like a breath of fresh air for me. It feels like a taking back of power. It feels like a renewal of energy. And of course, look at that bear. I'm going to keep him. Um, it's like a renewal of energy, a time of rest and reflection kind of coming to an end. And we can now become more active here in the spring season. Now, I did start reading for you guys yesterday, and I had so many interruptions that I literally just had to trash the whole thing. Um, Thanks, Mercury, because Mercury is in Aries right now. So just think about Kanye snatching the mic. That's kind of the energy I was in yesterday. So we will talk about a little bit of what was discussed in that reading because it was a beautiful reading, guys. My sinuses are all jacked up. Please forgive me. I don't know what I sound like. But let's talk about the energy that I picked up on yesterday. We are going to do a new reading and it may go a completely different way. So it's kind of like you're getting a bonus for your birthday, Aries. It's kind of like two readings. So yesterday there was this theme of integrity floating around your reading, okay? There was a theme of discernment, okay? Now, if you watched last month's video from March, it was kind of a heavy energy. I feel like a lot of the Aries collective was kind of looking in the mirror and having to face some things about themselves and about their situation, even your family lineage that you were not so comfortable with. It was a very uncomfortable time because you were having to sit with some very heavy emotions, some dark feelings, having to just be accountable for some things that you might have done that you were not proud of. So when I started pulling for you yesterday, it was like the waters had just cleared for you guys. I had like nothing but water cards. And it was all about, hey, you did a great job. You sat in some difficult energy and you really pulled yourself up out of it. And it wasn't a premature pulling up out of the situation. Like you really sat in it and you learned the lesson. And this month in April, I do feel like you guys are coming out on the other side of that. Some of you are going to be coming into union with a partner. I did see that in yesterday's reading. And I also saw that you're going to be breaking some patterns because, again, that's what we talked about last month. It's like there's this pattern of, and it could go either way, okay? You could be a fire sign who is more in feminine energy and more prone to being run over. Or you could be a fire sign who's like really, really, really in your masculine energy and you tend to bulldoze situations. And it's based on the relationship that you have with the father figure in your family, okay? So I am seeing that being an issue for you. So just remembering that you are here to break the cycle, to break the chains, to do something different, and that your past does not define you, Aries. It was just a beautiful message. Also, I did see a relationship between Aries and an earth sign, possibly Capricorn or Taurus. If you're not in union with this person, you could be, coming up on them sometime this spring. And it's just really important because in the reading, I saw where in the past you two really butt heads because you hadn't really gotten to the flow of your feminine energy just yet. So Spirit was telling me to remind you that when you rekindle this flame, or if you're turning over a new leaf in your relationship, it's going to go best when you rest more in your feminine energy, okay? So that's all I remember from yesterday, but I remember it being an amazing reading. I'm so proud of you guys. I feel like, you know, it makes me feel good to see that Aries is really, taking accountability and growing as a person. And I just saw somebody who's really, really shy, like an Aries who's really shy and insecure. You may dress well, people like you, but there's something very, very deep inside that feels like you're not good enough or you don't want people to see the real you. And then the first card out is the bear. Okay, so I do feel like that energy is coming to an end. Aries, it's going to be your time to shine. You're going to be coming out of that cave of hibernation just better, because I feel like for a lot of us, you especially Aries, January to March was definitely kind of like a hibernation phase, just kind of recalibrating things, getting your energy back together, focusing on your small circle, focusing on your self-care. And the bear says, nurture creativity and return to the sweetness of life. Okay. Now, for some reason, when I hear that word creativity, I'm just thinking about your own image. I feel like some of you guys are being more creative in your self-image. You're taking risks with your fashion. You might have cut your hair. You might have lost some weight. I'm just hearing like got seeing somebody with some waist beads or like a belly chain or a navel piercing. So it just feels like I really should have took an allergy pill before I started this. But it feels like a more expressive energy coming forward for you in the month of April. Let's go ahead and pull another card for you from our Animal Messages deck. Let's talk about this bear a little bit more. We're nurturing creativity and returning to the sweetness of life. And then we got, look at that, sweetness indeed. Through music, you reclaim life's magic and grow strong in body and soul. That is the whale. Some of you guys could be cutting some music with a partner. I think that's beautiful. That's definitely some creative energy, making sweet music. And that could be literally or figuratively. But I'm seeing just a cooperation. There's more cooperation for you this month, Aries. Things just seem a little sweeter between you and your children. That was a big theme in the reading yesterday, too. You were surrounded by a lot of children in that reading, Aries. And it could be your own children, younger siblings looking up to you. And just, I'm still getting that energy of someone young following your lead. Like there's a cycle in your family that you're wanting to break, and there you have some young eyes on you. And you can show this young person something different than what you saw. Oh, so beautiful. All right, and then we got the horse, wild horse. Speak your passion aloud and defend those whom you love in word and deed. What? Because Mercury is in Aries right now. So snatch that mic and tell them exactly how you feel, okay? Snatch the mic, tell them exactly how you feel. All right, so that's a great start for April. We got you coming out of hibernation. We got you more creative. We got you more beautiful, more cooperative, and a little more confident is what I'm seeing. Like really just speaking your truth and just standing for what you believe in, but not in a confrontational way. Because I do feel like some of you guys are starting to clear out that insecurity or that inner child energy that tends to be a little bit more combative. So now you are actually getting along better with people. I just heard passionately. There's some sweetness coming back into your life, Aries. There's some passion coming back into your life. I just keep hearing sweet, sweet, sweet. Somebody want to love up on you too, Aries. I just saw somebody caressing somebody's hair, like very gently. And it just feels like they really just want to treat you like the princess or prince that you are. All right, let's get some more energy on the board. I'm going to be switching to my Dreams of Gaia deck. Dreams of Gaia for the Aries collective. Let's get one more card to solidify this energy. Look at her, sweet indeed. Nine of Earth, that is a beautiful motherly energy. That is divine feminine energy. That is an energy of charity, giving, sweetness, vulnerability. Somebody done put their sword down. I feel like you are not engaging in unnecessary battles in the month of April. I feel like, again, you're coming to the table sweet and nice and minding your own motherfucking business. The control has been relinquished because this Nine of Earth is saying to me, if you should want this drink, then have this drink. She's not forcing it on you now. That's just if you want it. If you don't want it, she don't look like the type that's going to fight you about it. She's going to go give it to somebody who appreciates it. All right, so let's talk about what's crossing Aries in the month of April. Some shadow energy, perhaps. Some things that may still need to be worked on. We got the King of Air. There we go. Now, like I said, Mercury is in Aries right now. So watch your mouth, okay? Because again, you're in some new energy, Aries. This is all new territory. This water energy is new territory for you. So you could be triggered. You could have someone say something to you out of pocket. I just feel like you've done a lot of healing work, and you are engaging in self-love. You're getting along better with your family, Aries. Things are tending to smooth out, but I do feel like this time in April, just, don't get too wild. Don't get too wild on them. Don't let that mouth pop off if it ain't necessary, because we got our Nine of Water sitting high at the top of your reading in the crowning position, because this is what Spirit wants for you. Spirit wants you to lean into this feminine nature, this nature of charity and service from a divine and holy place, not from the ego, not from codependency, not from a traumatized inner child, right? But those energies are still, we still got some sweeping to do. So whenever Spirit offers you a transformational energy in your life, and you say, yes, Lord, I take on the challenge. This is who I want to be. I'm aligning with this part of myself that you are showing me. Then Spirit is like, okay, here's your test. I think your test is going to be to remain calm during this period that Mercury is going to be in Aries. I don't know the exact dates either, so you may want to look that up just to be sure. But still, speak your passion aloud and defend those whom you love in word and deed. Please. Okay? Please do that, but just know that it's coming from a higher place. All right, let's move on. Let's get down into the subconscious, because if you are going to be being triggered, we need to figure out what might be a sensitive spot for you that could cause you to go into that negativity of the King of Air. I just saw a card that was flipped over. Oh, wait, that's an animal card up in here. Oh, that's the fox from yesterday. That was y'all's first card out. The fox says, your sharpened senses allow you to observe the actions of others. And see, I'm going to go on back to that integrity card that came out yesterday, because, like I said, you guys are looking at the work that you've done. You're looking at the fact that you're cleaning out your closet. You're showing up. You're being present. You're taking pride in your work. You're taking responsibility for your family. You're doing all these things. And I feel like you might be a little bit triggered by people who are not showing up in their own authentic integrity. Could be up on that job. Could be in relationships. Who knows? All right, but let's go ahead and see. Let me get one more card. There she is, the Ten of Water. All right. So you are going to be a little bit more observational. And I think you have to just because this is in a subconscious position. Whatever card comes out in subconscious, I always relate it to the inner child, okay? So I feel like you're going to have to trust in yourself a little bit. You're going to have to trust the universe. And because the only way you can stay in an energy like this is if you remember that you do have angels fighting on your behalf. The good Lord has a plan for your life. You don't always have to go into battle. Sometimes you can just go into trust. And it feels like just taking a deep breath and just harnessing your own energy, being in your own body, and pausing for a moment before you react, okay? Because I do feel like somebody going to be trying to piss you off. Let's talk about recent past. Recent past, maybe like the last month to 3 months. Let's talk about the recent past, Spirit, for Aries. There's that perception card again. She came out yesterday. There is that 2 of air. She came out yesterday. And it's the, I swear, y'all, I shuffle these cards so good. You hear me? This is the same spread that came out yesterday. You've been doing the work, honey. Perception is all about how you are seeing the world, right? The work that you have done on yourself, this is creating balance. Both of these cards are in the air field, so this is balance within your mind, okay? Now, we have gotten, because like I said last month, y'all were doing a lot of shadow work. Some of you could have been coming out of a dark night of the soul, but honey, it was, you had to face your dark side. And you did. And it helped your perception shift into this great epiphany and knowing of who you are. And to control the thoughts in your mind about how you are going to allow people to treat you, the words that you're going to say about yourself, the thoughts that you are going to allow to live in your head, all of that has made a big, big, big shift. And I feel like, let me just say it again, somebody going to be coming to test the waters. Because that's just what happens, right? Earth is a big old school. So you done got the lesson, now you got to take the test. All right, let's talk about near future. Near future for Aries. I'm just going to shuffle these one more time just in case, Lord. All right, near future for Aries. What do we have maybe in the next month to 3 months? Ooh, there's that 7 of air. Now, 7 of air, sometimes he can get on my nerves. Okay? Because he's kind of similar to, I always think about the Hierophant in the traditional tarot. Because this person's perception can be dictated by doctrine or dogma, right? And he's real quick to tell people what they should and shouldn't be doing. All right? And he's a little judgy. We got the Scribe. Look at that. It is written. Yeah, this feels like something religious. It feels like, let me just say this. Some of you may be struggling with the life that you're living in comparison to what your scripture or your religion says about the way you're living, okay? But I'm going to go ahead and flip this on a higher vibrational page right now because it is giving me some vibes of you can't do this, you can't do that. I'm going to tell you what to do. So on the higher vibrational end, this is you being your own authority, okay? This is you writing a new set of rules for your own self to live by, okay? This is your, it's like a, what do you call it? Like when you start a new job and they give you like a little handbook with the standards and, you know, work culture and all that. This is you like rewriting your own culture. This is what Aries does. This is what we stand on. This is what we believe in. This is what we will not tolerate. And it feels, again, it's going back to this because these are both air cards. So we talking about speaking it, and we talk about solidifying it and writing it, even if it's just spiritually. Like this feels like something that's being set in stone, but with your throat chakra, with your voice, because you're thinking differently now. So now you got to write down this new set of rules. All right, I love that. Give me one more card. One more card just so we can make it nice and clear for Aries. One more card. Oh, he came out yesterday too. That's that 3 of fire. I'm going my own way. I may not have all the information. I may not have the certifications. I might not have a degree, but I got confidence. And I got angels. And I got the sweet Lord baby Jesus, honey. And what they say about Jesus, with him, all things are possible. This is a confidence in your own way of thinking. I'm getting this Libra energy of indecisiveness. Like some of you could have really been going through this time of just like, I don't know. What should I do? What am I good at? Should I date them? Should I not date them? Guess what? That looks like it's behind you. I feel like you have a clear understanding of what works for you now. It's so much air on this board right now. And yesterday it was so much water. Because I feel like you had to get down off in that water and clear it out and purify it. And now you are thinking clearly. This feels like a clear head, Aries. So Spirit's asking, where are you going? Or they're telling me to ask, where are you headed? Where are you going? Oh, you're being led. We got the 6 of water. Baby, some of y'all about to be in some real sexy relationships, some very positive relationships, and it may be the first time you've ever had that. But this is really giving an energy of flow, an energy of allowance. Again, that divine feminine energy, really just learning how to allow spirit to work things out for you instead of being in such a fiery energy. Right? Because we only got one fire card on the board. I would say 2, because including that wild horse that gives me fire vibes too. So we got 2 fire cards amongst all this water and air, right? So it seems like a balancing of masculine and feminine energy. You know when to fight, you know when to retreat. And your life is becoming more calm because of it, Aries. Wisdom. He came out yesterday too. Yes, we are in a state of wisdom. I'm really feeling you guys. Ooh, yes. Look at him. Do he look like he about to play with y'all? Big Taurus energy, like I said. That is the 4 of Earth. The 4 of Earth is a stable character. Okay? He has spent time building something. He is reaping the fruits of his labor. He's doing it for his family. He's doing it for future generations. And the thing is, if you look at him, he is chained up, but he got the key right there around his neck. It's not out of reach. This is something he wants to be doing. He's very proud of his work. I think Spirit is proud of you, Aries, because you've stuck it out. You've really stuck it out and you sat with something, and now you are reaping the benefits of this wisdom. All right, let's talk about hopes and fears for Aries. What's hopes and fears for Aries in the month of April? There we go. We got the 5 of Earth, and we have intuition. So I think you are in more of a stable position. But I do feel like, since this is new for you, again, this is new for you. So I do feel like you're wondering if you can balance this intuitive life with the mundane work life. Because for some of you guys, I do feel like there's a tug of war going on. Somebody's job is causing some stress. You might be working too much. Because he looks a little beat up. You know, he got some scrapes and cuts and things, but he not letting go of that wall. He not gonna stop holding it up. And that's a very noble energy to be in. But I think Spirit is reminding you. Spirit is reminding you that you're going to know when to pivot if you pay attention to your intuition. There's something coming with your job, Aries. Body and mind, and the Two of Fire. Look at that. Two balancing cards, okay? I think Spirit is going to be asking you to make some decisions about your job. And I think that this Aries and Mercury energy is going to help you to maybe ask for that raise, to step out on faith and do something different, to take a job that you may not feel that you're qualified for, because there's more trust here. And when you trust into yourself, you are tapping into your intuition. You're tapping into your higher self. I love it. Let's get an outcome. Just one last card for Aries. All right, two. All right, we got that 8 of water and we got journey. Look at that. I do feel like the way is going to be mapped out for you, Aries. This isn't going to be a time when you have all of the information, okay? You're just going to have to go with it. Take you a positive mindset, which it seems that you definitely have, a lighter and brighter aura, which it seems like you definitely have. And just understand that your journey is going to be illuminated. You're never going to be left high and dry. You know, Spirit is working moment by moment, and sometimes you just don't know the full outcome of what's going on. And I'm also hearing, don't take things too seriously, because I feel like some of you guys aren't seeing the forest for the trees. Like, Spirit is really trying to elevate you to a new level. I'm hearing helper, healer. Like, there's things that you are. Okay, let me just say this. Your purpose is not your job, Aries. Like, your job is to make money and pay bills. Like, keep a roof over your head, all that good stuff. But I feel like Spirit is working on something a little bit deeper, a little bit higher. And I don't want you to just be too focused on, well, my job did this and my job did that, and I need to go to work and I got to get this bread and I got to, because, and even if you are in that energy, I'm still feeling like with these two cards, Spirit is saying we are still working on something higher and deeper. Like, she really think this job is the end all be all. She don't even know we are leading her to here. It reminds me of this episode I was watching on the Soul Train channel on YouTube, and they basically like talk about dancers and how they got started and what they're doing now. And there was this one guy on there, cute little gay boy. He went to LA really really young, and all he wanted to do was be a Soul Train dancer. That's all he wanted to do. Finally got the chance through his cousin to get on Soul Train, and it was not what he expected. Like, they were not here for his flamboyance. They was not here for, his little outfits and voguing and all that gay shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, they was like, you gotta wear a suit, you gotta wear a button up. Like, we not doing that. So his dream came true, and then he just wasn't happy with it, right? So in the meantime, he was also a wonderful fashion designer. So even though he stopped dancing on Soul Train, he kept making outfits for the dancers, and he ended up making the iconic fucking MC Hammer pants that we all know today. Like, you can love them or hate them, but the point is, he thought his highest dream was to be on Soul Train. He got there, it was bullshit, and God leveled him up to do something even better. You know, so that's the energy that I'm getting for you, Aries, in the month of April. Like you're working towards something. You're gung ho about something. And you don't even understand that what you're shooting for, God gonna put you somewhere twice as high. All right. So let's get you some advice before we let you go. We're going to use the Work Your Light Oracle, Rebecca Campbell. Work Your Light Oracle. We need some advice for Aries for the month of April, please. We need some advice for Aries in the month of April. What advice do you have for Aries, Spirit? What advice do you have for Aries? What advice do you have for Aries, Spirit? What you got? Advice for my beautiful Aries in the month of April. Ooh. Where are you being called to journey to? Wonderful. Right. I'm going to lay that right next to the journey card. Where are you being called to journey to? Let's see. $98. The Celtic word Imrama means a journey of the soul, a voyage on which we don't know where we are going, but our soul knows the way. If you pull this card, you are either being called on a soul journey or are already on one. It could be a physical, ancient place, or metaphoric. When we journey to places that our soul remembers, a shift takes place, both within us and to the planet as well. I just got this vision of y'all meeting up with somebody that y'all done met before. Now, even if it wasn't in this life, maybe in a past life or something. You are being called to journey to a place that is sacred to your soul. Perhaps it is a journey to the world's sacred sites, or called to cross the country, climb a mountain, lie on the desert floor, or drink from an ancient well. There are places to see and old friends to meet. I see spontaneous pilgrimages in your future. If a physical voyage isn't possible, journey through the portal of your heart. Follow the invisible soul trail. I was about to say soul train. Follow the invisible soul trail and be willing to explore. Maybe read a book or watch a movie about a sacred time or place. Or perhaps you are being called to study an ancient lineage or a body of work. Whatever your circumstances, your soul is ready to journey deep. Work Your Light activation. We're going to hold this card to our heart and say, may seeds of light long ago planted begin to rise. I am ready to remember ancient secrets from lands that my soul knows from times past. May I be held by the ancient lineages that my soul has served and remember that I don't have to do it alone. Amen. All right, Aries, that is your reading. Thank you so much for sticking with me throughout this reading. It was my pleasure to bring it to you. Please like that, hit that like button below. You can also share. You can subscribe if you want to, know when my next video is coming. Hit that notification bell. And you can follow me on the gram at its_Kendra B, like the insect. Okay? Thank you guys. I hope you have a wonderful April, and I'll see y'all next month.